Hi guys. Okay, so thank God I didn't post the video I had of this previously because I had mentioned in the video that I had previously recorded of this that I'm excited to read the next book. Update, now I'm not. So I heard that A Court of Silver Flames was like the best book. And so I was like, that's why I mentioned in the video that I had originally recorded for this video, but now I'm not going to post that. I had mentioned that I was really excited to read that one now after I finished reading this one. But then I was reading the reviews on it and I was like, wait, what? And then I was actually reading, I found like a sample of it online and I was like, oh, because who was going to tell me that it's in third person, which I hate. I know I somehow find myself reading books in third person, even though I hate it so much. Because like I love first person. Like I'm going to say it a million times. I love first person. First person to me feels more immersive. Sorry, my nose is like itching. First person to me feels more immersive than third person. I know it's weird, but I really feel like I'm in the story with first person. But third person, I feel like I'm so detached from it and I like absolutely hate it. So found out that it was about Cassian and Nesta, and I'm just like, what the world? Like two characters I really don't even care about, and then it's like all about them, and the book's like almost 800 pages, and I'm just like, give me a break. So that took a turn for the crazy, because I know that the series is not over yet, and a lot of people think it is. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know. So after reading this, I was so confused. I was like, wait, where is it going after this? Because this felt too like a finale. It felt too much like a finale. I was like, what's going on? Like, where are we going from here? There's so many places to go, but it just felt too much like an ending for their story. And it literally was. And I was like, oh, I was so unprepared for that. Like, I was like, what? So thank God I made this video now and didn't post the other one because everything just makes so much sense. So to me, you guys, the series is over after this one. I don't care about Nesta. I don't care about Cassian. And then I read the reviews on it and how, like, the horrible things about it. And then it's just, like, really boring. And that it's just, like, guys, I really value my time. Like, I love to read a lot. But if a book is not good, I'm not going to continue reading it. I'm not going to do that whole, like, oh, well, I feel guilty if I have the book and then don't finish it. Or if I started it, or if I'm already 200 pages in or 300 pages in and I don't like it. Just stop reading it. Like, what are you doing? Your time is so precious. So I'm not going to waste my time with the next one. It's probably going to be in the back of my head to read it, but then I'm going to come to realize that it's just, like, not worth it. You know, I just don't want to waste my time on a boring book. Okay, so I'm going to say after reading this, I don't know how I read this in 2 days. Like, I literally was not doing anything like this, and I did this during Thanksgiving week. I read it in 2 days, and I don't know how. This is probably the fastest I've ever read 700 pages because this is how big this book is. It's really thick. So by the way, I'm reviewing A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I think it's Maas, right? This is like the mass market paperback or whatever, however you call it. The one that everyone has. It's a spine. Look at how good I am with my books. There's no dents, no creases. I think it's mainly because I read it so fast. That's why there's no creases. And I just take really good care of my books. It's in perfect condition. Okay, after reading this one, I have to say book 1 is the most boring one. Book 2 is probably the best one. And then book 3 is just pretty good. I think the series is good, but I think a lot of it can do without. Like, I think there's a lot of pages I can go without, and it'll still be a really, really good story. Do you know what I mean? But I think A Court of Mist and Fury was the best one. I don't know why. I just had such a fun time reading that one. And it was just like a vibe. Like, it was just like really well done, I think. It was really, really good. And so this one, spoiler alert, I was so confused when like Ryzan died, and then I was like, no, there's no way. Like, please stop. I was like, there's no way, because then what's the next book about? And then come to find out what it is about. But then so it's like you're saying that guy could have literally left Ryzan to die, but then he was like, you know what, he did this for us and all these years to protect us because of Amarantha or whatever. So, you know what, I'm just gonna bring him back to life. And then Tamlin agreed to. He was like, you know what, yeah, I'm just gonna bring him back to life, whatever. Just be happy, Feyre. Like, what? So they could have like easily left him for dead, and then they were just like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't, for plot purposes. No, more like, well, yeah, for plot purposes, for Feyre's happy ending. And so he comes back to life, thank God. And then they kind of have a happily ever after, and that's that. What else did I like about the book? I love the magic aspect. I love the fact that they got like the bone carver and the weaver. In my head, the weaver is just like really scary and creepy. I'm curious to know how they're gonna portray it in the TV show. But yeah, I just see the weaver is really creepy. And I know the bone carver is supposed to be like even scarier, I think. But I think the weaver is like actually more menacing and creepy. Something that you'd be like haunted by, you know? I don't really know how I picture the weaver in my head, but it's just like very, very, like very creepy. You know how like Coraline's other mother, something like that, like when she's in her evil form, like that, something creepy like that, like something really, really scary. What else about the book? Let's see. I like the magic. I like the cauldron thing. I just wish. What do I wish? No, I don't know if I would. I mean, there's a lot of things I would change, but this is not my story. Like, who am I to say that? You know, this is her. This is her book. This is her story. It's meant to be told this way. But I'm trying to see like what else I would do to it to like amp it up. I don't know. I think for a ending, it was good, and I just wouldn't add much more to it. I think as a series, it is maybe a little bit overhyped, but I can see why it's overhyped. I can understand that, but I still do think it's a little overhyped. But I'm not saying it's not good, because it is good, and I would recommend that you guys read it, because it is pretty good, and if you have a really good imagination, it's really good. But is it the top 10 books that I'd ever recommend for you to read? Probably not. Like, there's so many other books but then once again, everyone's different, you know? Maybe you don't like my taste of books. Maybe I don't like your taste of books, so we're not going to mesh well with that. It doesn't matter. Who cares? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, it's not my fault if you don't like it. I don't know what else to say. I feel like originally when I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I felt like she did belong with Tamlin. Like, I said this in my Reached video, like 2 videos ago, that like Cassia should have ended up with Xander and not with Kai. And I don't know why. It's like the same thing with this. It's like I feel like at first I felt like she needed to be with Tamlin and not Rysand. But then towards the end, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why she would like Rysand a lot. But then other series like Vampire Diaries or like Twilight, like I don't want Elena to be with Daemon. I want her to be with Stefan. I'm really glad that Bella ended up with Edward and not Jacob. You know what I mean? It's just like so hard. These like love triangles, it's such a chaotic mess. Like, it's a chaotic mess. This is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I literally forgot the name of it for a second. This is A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I don't know what else to say. I enjoyed my time reading it. It was good, and I'm really excited to see what the TV show is going to hold, and I hope it's good. I hope it's good. If it can do better than the books, that would be really, really fantastic, because this book, I feel like, would do very great visually, like very, very good. And if you remember my video for A Court of Mist and Fury, it felt like I was reading The Magicians. I don't know why, but like in a really good way. So yeah, A Court of Mist and Fury is my favorite one. This one was good, but just second best. So let me know if you guys have read this. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know if you've read A Court of Silver Flames or not. And let me know if you guys are going to continue reading the series after A Court of Silver Flames or not. And that's it.